What's going on, Spiritualites? Welcome back for another video. It's your man Crypto Spiritual here. Really going to talk about the psychology part of this. I'm not going to make this video too long, but I will talk about a little bit of the frustration that this week brought. So with that being said, let's jump right on into it. Starting with what this week felt like. Did not feel good. Did not start it off okay, but did not feel good. It was very frustrating. I have been preaching this all week, and so this is the last time you will hear me say this, hopefully, unless it happens all over again next week. But for this week, again, the theme is great ideas, terrible timing. And that really took a mental effect on me when I took that second loss. So even though I'm getting the right ideas of going down, I'm losing these trades. So the confidence is not going down, but the frustration is rising. Right? I know that I can do this. I've got the right ideas. It's just the execution that is lacking at this point. And whether it's being stopped out by 1 cent or missing an entry by 3 cents. I mean, it happened all this week, and it really made me feel like I was just out of sync, just a tiny bit out of sync with the market. And I don't know how to explain it, but when you're in sync with the market, or when you're trading something that you know you have an edge on and you believe what you know to work, there's just something nerve-wracking about not being able to get a good entry, or not being able to find the spot where you think your idea is going to happen. So really trying to calm down a little bit from last week. I went from being super positive to having 2 negative weeks, and now I'm back in the negative overall in the account. And so mentally that's very disheartening, because I'm on a goal to double this 100, and seems that I keep on getting more setbacks than I feel like I should. And so just kind of sitting with that, looking at the account, trying not to overtrade. Like, okay, well, I'm just 2.5% down. I can just win one. I can just win one. So I've really had to put my phone down, and I'll tell you something that I used this week later on in the video. But overall feeling this week, super frustrated. That's as best as I can describe it. Where my mental game was strong this week, I would say, was, again, the beginning of the week. I started strong. Those 2 losses, the confidence didn't get phased. But then when the next one I missed, or I did have the wrong idea. Wait, let's take a look at my spreadsheet. Yeah, so I missed these 2. I'm not so bad here. I don't feel so bad. And then these break evens here are when I start thinking like, hey, this is really not, this is getting frustrating. Like, I get it. Like, I didn't lose any money, but like, why is price not going in my direction, or waiting for me to choose a direction, hit my stop loss, and then go towards my take profit point. So when I'm looking at these trades that I took, and how I could have adjusted them to be better, the ideas of where to put my stop loss were kind of set, and I thought I chose good ideas and good spots to take them. So reevaluating my stop loss points may be something that I have to consider. That will kind of force patience. If I have a higher stop loss, I'll have a higher entry, and sometimes those entries are not going to get hit. I think that's kind of what I'm a little bit afraid of. That leads into where my mental game was weak, where I'm entering in, trying to make sure I get in, instead of entering in on a good spot of where price would retrace to then continue to go the other way. And when you do that, it leads to the losses or the break evens if I manage it well. So really want to see some improvement on the impatience after loss, right? I can be patient all the way up until I take a couple losses, a couple break evens, and I'm not making anything, and I'm like, okay, now I need to start stepping it up. Now I got to find another trade. Now I've got to be right. And you put this pressure on yourself to be so correct, and you can't go back negative, that it just only makes it worse. I am proud of myself that I've been sticking to the stop loss. Like, I will not extend my stop loss. Like, sometimes when the price goes against me, what I would used to do is I would move my stop loss a little bit and a little bit more and a little bit more. And then again, that's how you end up blowing up accounts, right? So very proud of myself for keeping the stop loss, but would like to stop the over trading and stop putting pressure on myself to get a win. The wins will come. The back testing has shown that the wins will come, and all I have to do is execute the trade with the best entry and stop loss that I possibly can. Next up, the discipline plan. No update on the paper trading. I thought about it afterwards. I think that's maybe a little bit too extreme. I don't need to log into a whole nother account to try to trade. I just need to put my phone away, which is what I ended up doing. It was that Tuesday night. I ended up just putting my phone in a little compartment in my backpack and said, hey, if it goes off, then I'll look at it. If not, then I'm leaving it alone. And so I left it alone. I got a little activity book for myself, doing crosswords, word searches, Sudokus, those kinds of things. So something to keep my brain stimulated, because again, if I do take that time to start backtesting, I know for a fact that I will switch over and try to start real trading. And you know, when you get into those mental spots where you think that all you need, you're just trying to get that one little hit, that one fix, that one trade that's going to put you into the positive, that's when the bad decisions come and it's time to step away. So proud of myself for doing that. Putting my phone out of sight has seemed to help. Obviously, I know where it is, so I could always go grab it, but I'm away from the computer. Put the phone out of my sight. I don't even think about it. There's a lot of things going on in my life right now that I can focus on, so it's easy to kind of get lost in that as well. So keeping it balanced, trying to make sure that I don't overtrade, don't force trades, don't get into emotional trades, make sure I'm not married to a trade, i.e. knowing when to cut them at break even, and those kinds of things are all going to help me, reach my goals in the future. I will leave you guys with one little piece of encouragement before I sign off here for the week. And I would say, rely on the back testing. Rely on the back testing. As you can see here, as we went over in my last video, it's working, right? It's working. If in a perfect world, I would be up 22% on this account right now. So obviously it's not a perfect world, but I'm hoping that these numbers will start to average themselves out and I can look for a better win percentage. 16% is it's pretty trash, and now my average is back negative. So I would say rely on the back testing in these times. Taking 2 negative 4% weeks is hurtful, but at the end of the day, I am confident that I will turn things around. I just got to believe it and put the work in. And with that being said, please keep in mind this is not financial advice. It is for educational purposes only. Before you begin investing and or trading your hard-earned money, consider consulting a financial advisor. And just remember, this is the journey, not the highlight reel. Trade smart, live free.